Local dignitaries and leaders cut the ribbon on a new interpretive trail and pavilion recently built at Pioneer Park Tuesday. Steve Snow and Lyman Hafen were among those instrumental in getting this project underway, preserving history.
Amazing men. They are so awesome, have so much knowledge. They're the ones that helped with the text on most of the signs that you see throughout this park.
Signs at the site express what the Dixie spirit means to them.
The Dixie spirit is the light radiating from a precious gem formed under the pressure of isolation and desperation in pioneer times, and shines on today in all that is good, real, and true about Utah's Dixie. Lyman Hafen.
A sixth-generation St. George area resident, Hafen believes the Dixie Rock reflects the I Can Do Dixie spirit that has carried on through generations you'll still see today.
People come together, they see a need or they see something that could be done that would be wonderful, and they figure out how to do it. They're not worried about whether they can get government funds or whether they can have big corporate partners. They just come together and do it. And as they do, what those projects evolve into something very special. And this project here is indicative of that.
Since 1861, the pioneers of St. George were so impressed with this site, they had a deed signed over by the federal government. Today, the Dixie Rock, or better known as the Sugar Loaf, is an iconic landmark overlooking the city, registered as an historical site.
I want to give a special thanks to Kyle Wells. Kyle Wells was instrumental in getting national historic status for the D on the Black Hill that the university owns and the Dixie on the Sugar Loaf that the city owns. So those are now national historic monuments.
The new trail also allows for a safe connection underneath Red Hills Parkway.
Yeah, one of the great things about the park being so much more accessible and improved is it makes patrolling it a lot easier. We can get up here on our bicycles, we can get up here in our cars. If there's a problem up here on the trail, if someone's having a medical problem or a mental health episode, we'll be able to get to them that much easier and patrol it that much easier.
Paid for partially by RAP tax funds and a tourism grant, this new pathway will allow all to see the sites and learn about the history of the area.
The RAP tax really helps fill in all of the holes, like when we have trail connections that need extra funding, when we have things that weren't accounted for in the original bid. That's money we can tap into to help make these projects possible.
Perhaps the most unique part of the new interpretive trail will help those with disabilities, especially the blind, learn about the area through prompts and hearing devices.
Doing something like this with the park will give the blind community the ability to walk through and experience the same things that the sighted community just takes for granted.
The trail will also help people navigate easier and keep them on a safer path.
It's easier on nature as well. If we keep people on a trail, most people are going to be respectful of the trail, so just the average citizen it's going to work better for. My son-in-law has a sister that's a paraplegic, so I look at parks and accessibility differently. So the fact that she's been able to come up here with her young kids and enjoy this and look from east to west and farther south and understand the Dixie spirit a little bit better, that's what this trail's all about.
From this point, you can see these three great western geological formations that meet here: the Basin Range, the Colorado Plateau, and the Mojave Desert. And you get this sense for who we are.
This area is special, that we are proud to be from Utah's Dixie, and that we recognize all of the hard work and effort that went in from previous generations to make this a city that everyone wants to be in now.
It was originally inhabited by the southern Utah Paiutes, who once roamed these red rocks, using the plants as their grocery store. Special fences are now placed along the trail to try and keep the native desert tortoises from crossing over from the protected Red Hills Desert Reserve.
So most of them are further back in, but yeah, that's why they've redone the fence here as part of this new trail. But it's great because we're working on having signs like the one here where it's talking about the plants that the people were harvesting, people were using here, and then we've got other signs talking about the Paiutes, the farmers that were living here, since time immemorial, basically.
For many, taking a stroll along this trail is like walking down memory lane.
So I used to climb up here as a 6-year-old with my friends and a thermos.
Yeah.
We'd climb up here and have a little picnic up on top of the Sugar Loaf. And it took a long time to clamber over all these sandstone rocks. So the trail makes a huge difference as far as walking safely.
Yeah, the trail is great, and it's fun to see the, the native plants, and I haven't seen any animals today, but I'm sure they're lurking around somewhere. But I love the signs that talk about the history of this place, and we both grew up here in St. George, and we love the history. We have pioneer ancestry, but I think it's neat to see the signs to explain to people that aren't from here, people that are visiting or people that are new to the area. That explains what it's all about and why we love Dixie so much.
And what they're feeling, which is the Dixie spirit when they're here.
Preserving history, his story is important, but also preserving their story, right? The people who've always been here, and then just the landscape itself, the rock formations, the plants, the animals. And so how do we do that and allow people, have it so people can come and enjoy this? And a trail like this is basically designed to do all of those things. So
from Pioneer Park in St. George, Melissa Anderson, Community Education News.